Hi, I'm Dr. Kenyon Williams, Director of Percussion Studies at Minnesota State University in Moorhead. I'd like to share with you today 3 tips to help you do the very best you can do at the North Dakota All-State Timpani Audition this year. Tip number 1, tuning. Make sure you can tune quickly, quietly, and easily without using a tuner on your phone. Now, I know many students today use tuners to try to find pitches. That's fine when you're in an empty room and no one's making noise, but when you're playing a piece and the band's playing, that tuner is useless. The judges want to see if you can tune by ear. Well, how do you do that? Well, first off, simply buy yourself a pitch pipe from your local music store or order one. It's a circular disc you can blow into that's basically choir directors use all the time. That's an easy way to practice tuning and help you get a pitch quickly. You can also use on your phone just to get a keyboard to get the sound, but the judges do not want to see you at all use that phone to get the final tuning. Also, when you have a marimba or vibraphone nearby, you can get your pitches. In this case, an E flat or a B flat. So I'm going to tune, start at the very bottom, hit my drum once, listen to it go up, and once it's there, hold it. I teach what's called the bad country singer method, which means you sing the pitch, la, then sing like a bad country singer, scoop into it, loo-ah, and try to imitate that sound on the drum. For my B flat, la, try to sing into that now, loo-ah. And once I got it, lock it in, right there. There's my B flat. Now notice I only hit the drum once to get it started, so I hear the pitch, and once when I've got it. If you keep hitting the drum all the way up, you erase your pitch memory, which doesn't help you at all. So make sure only the one time when I think I have it right there. Now, in the middle of this piece, there's a very difficult portion you have to go from retune while you're counting rests. Easy thing to do is to practice that anytime you're near a mallet or a piano instrument. Simply practice walking by, hitting the 2 pitches, E flat D, B flat A. Do that over and over. Get it in your head like it's a song. Then, whenever you get a chance to practice behind the drums, just getting, and then with the other one, and then go back and forth. So I'm going to go back and forth between that E flat until it becomes second nature, to get the sounds I want. And then the pitch on the D. Now the final tip to do this well is make sure you practice tuning in tempo. In other words, don't just get to the measure in front of it. You want to actually 1, 2, 3, 4, the drum 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, hit the drum 2, 3, 4, 1, and now I'm ready to go. But notice I'm tuning in tempo. Very important thing. Tip number 2. Make sure you're properly stroking the drum with the correct technique and holding the mallets properly.
Dragons are sparking innovation and leading the way. At MSUM, your future starts now.
Typically, when you hold timpani mallets, like these innovative CT4s that I like to use for this etude, which are considered medium hard, I would simply hold it like I would a snare drum stick, then choke all the way to the back. Put the butt in your hand, then put your thumb on it, just like you're holding your snare drum stick, but instead of the back of the hand flat, put your thumb on top. This allows the stick to rebound. The judges will be looking to see if you have good timpani technique for when you have those long notes. For example, in measure number 12, am I playing with a downstroke, which gives me a thumpy dead sound, or am I playing with a nice full lifted stroke and coming off the drum? So make sure you're getting those lifts nice and smooth. Now, notice I don't use my back finger for a roll at the beginning. Notice a forte piano, hit the roll, and then back away immediately. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right there. And I'm still coming off on those 8th notes, letting the stick bounce off. We call this a full stroke. Start high, end high. Even for a soft note, start high or a little lower, but still come back to the same height you started at. Never go down and stop there. That gives us an ugly sound. We want to avoid that. Now, What about for 16th notes? Well, for smooth open notes, which is most of what we play on timpani, rolls, eighth notes, quarter notes, you want your back fingers off and you want a nice smooth lift. But for 16ths, put your back fingers on and snap the stroke. So now, this allows me to get the difference between the sound of a roll, say for example, moving in measure number 6 to measure number 7. If I have my roll smooth, 1, 2, if I go into my 16ths with that same technique, it just sounds like a sloppy roll between drums. But if I put my fingers on and snap, so listen to the difference. Roll with my fingers off, smooth technique, fingers on, and snap for the 16ths. That helps to clarify the note a lot. Tip number 3, make sure you are properly dampening the instrument. Timpani are not like a snare drum or a marimba where we let the notes just ring and resonate. Rather, when I see a rest on timpani, I need to dampen. So if I look at measure number 12, it's not written as 2 half notes, 1, 2, but rather as a quarter note, quarter rest, quarter note, quarter rest. Dampen, dampen. Notice dampening with the back 3 fingers on the drum, dampening right where I struck. If I don't dampen where I struck, it doesn't work too well. That works much better. Careful not to make more noise dampening than stroking though. We don't want to hear this. That's not good. Notice the judge is going to be looking very closely to see if you're controlling your dampening in measures 12 and 13. Notice how I'm dampening every time there's a rest. The same thing will apply in measure 2 and 3. Am I dampening? And finally in measure 4, staccato, very short. I really want to dampen as soon as I strike that note. Right there. Boom, boom. Quick, short, dry. That's the sound of a staccato.